Welcome back to the garage. I got this here is my brother-in-law's bike. It belongs to his daughter, and it is a Honda Crf 150F, and it was at a cycle shop for a long time, and I don't know what happened. I don't know the full story on it, but I guess the guy in the cycle shop said he couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, or he never got around to figuring out what was wrong with it. But he had it for such a long time. My brother-in-law just ended up grabbing it and bringing it home. And it's been sitting ever since, probably a year now. It's been sitting like this. So we're going to go through it, see if we can get it running, see if we can figure out what's the matter with it. I got about 8 hours to give it a try. Let's see what we can do. I did already check it for spark. It does have spark. I'm going to pull the valve cover off and see if we can adjust the valves. I might pull, we'll probably assemble it again so that the exhaust is on it. And I'll give that carburetor a look to see if it's okay. One thing I did notice though is the gas tank is missing. And my brother-in-law doesn't remember if he got it when he picked it up at the cycle shop or not. But we looked all around the property here and we couldn't find it anywhere. So that won't get in the way of us getting this started. I'll just use a temporary gas line. And this is a, you guys can see it there, a 2008 CRF 150 RB is what this is. So let's get going and see if we can get this thing running. All right, I got the cam cover off, and you can see there that top and bottom is spot on, and I can see down inside of there we're on the fire. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to check the gaps on these and see where we're at. Alright guys, I checked the valves, and the exhaust valve is supposed to be, hold on, I'll show you real quick. The exhaust valve is supposed to be 5 thousandths max, plus or minus 1. Well, 5 thousandths is the mean, plus or minus 1. It's like 8 or 9 thou. That's out. And the intake is 3 thou plus or minus 1. The 4 thou goes in tight. I think intake is okay. Exhaust is way out. I don't have a shim kit, so I don't really think there's anything I can do about that at the moment. But that is probably why it's not starting. So let's move on from there. Alright guys, so I'll go through the box of parts out there, and it looks like maybe the cycle shop put new valves in, because these are the old valves, and I don't know if they're bent or not, but it looks like they put in new valves, and that's probably why they're not shimmed properly. Probably didn't get around to shimming them. I also noticed that the decompression's not in. That's why it was so hard to kick when I was kicking it for spark. So we are going to put the decompression in now, and hopefully that will help. Alright guys, I did a few things off camera. Decompression lever's back in, working properly. I pulled the carb off. We're going to give the carb a clean. It's got a pretty funky smell to it. I pulled all the jets out, and they're all pretty clean. I don't really see anything wrong with them. We're running a 135 main and a 38 pilot, or idle. So, and a 68 on that one. So we're in good shape. I'm just going to clean it all up with some brake clean. As you can see there, if it was smelling rammer, you'd really smell it. So we're going to clean that up and put it back together. Alright guys, I was a little leery because the fact that a cycle shop put the head in and the valves, they should have shimmed it right. So the manual I got is more towards the air-cooled version of this bike rather than the water-cooled version, and I did look up the valve clearance for this particular bike, and I don't know if you can see it right there. Probably not. Anyway, it is 6 thousandths intake, 10 thousandths exhaust. So the valves are shimmed properly. So we should be able to get this running. Let me see if I can find some carb cleaner. in my father-in-law's workshop, and we'll get cleaning on this carb. Carburetor's all assembled. It's all put back together. Everything works good. I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the valve cover on, and then put the carburetor back on, and then we'll work on putting the back end back on this bike. All right, carburetor's on. All the coolant lines are on. Everything's in. I am now going to install the back subframe, hook the airbox up, and put on the exhaust. I'll come back when I'm done. All right, got it all back together. Full of antifreeze. I got some gas down this line right here, and I guess at this point let's try to kick it over and see if it starts. Let's try that. Wow. Well, out of gas already now. It's not getting fuel. All right. Didn't think I'd hear that thing. Blaster. The go-go juice. Yeah, she runs. Just can't give it enough gas. We need a tank. It's all together as best we can. It doesn't look great. For some reason, we don't have the tank, we don't have the radiator shrouds, and we don't have the side cover. The side plates are both missing. But everything else is here. And this is my temporary gas line for now. But it is working. Seems to be doing the job. Enough gas to go up and down the street a couple times. Yeah, so that's it. Another one fixed. And I fixed quite a few things out here this week since I've been out to the in-laws. I fixed my brother-in-law's truck. Battery wasn't charging. And it ended up being fuse. It wouldn't allow the exciter in the alternator to kick in so that it would charge. And that was an easy fix. And fixed the Club Cadet riding lawnmower. That needed a starter, so that's fixed, and now it needs a battery. But other than that, it runs beautiful.